Yep.
It's either 10 or 50, but I believe it's 10.
What's going on, everybody? We got Cajun here, and of course, got my lovely Crystal with me.
Who's going to just be here in a little bit because
Yep, we're talking about dinner and everything.
and I got laundry to go get.
Yep,
So
and I'm still trying to get a couple other things all set up here, which I hadn't even had a chance to do yet. Get my pop out chat going.
Yep, that's what I'm doing too.
yeah.
Popping the chat.
Yep. What's up, Adam? Hello, Anna. Hello, Missy.
Hey, Miss Anna. Hey, Missy. Adam.
Give me a few minutes to go deal with laundry, and then I'll be in chat. And if you want me to go pick it up, I'll let you know what I want to eat.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
I'll take some
No.
shrimp fried rice and sweet and sour pork with extra duck sauce.
I don't know if they've got that or not.
I didn't see it on the menu. Now, if I had some shrimp, I'd fry it up for you, no problem. But
Oh, I had that in the spaghetti last night.
yeah, well, I have no problem making fried rice, but
Oh, okay.
I prefer the lo mein, and I know he would too. But my lo mein skills are a little lacking, and my fried rice ends up taking up about a 4-quart bowl.
Yep.
So we'd be eating that for about 3 days. All right, I'll let you know when I'm inside.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah. Hey, you're still in the doghouse with me.
Barely. I said barely. True. Oh, women. Sometimes you don't want to live with them. Most of the time you can't.
I can still hear you.
I know. I know you can. Just you got thin walls. Oh. So what's been the weather like for you though? You said just been what, kind of drizzling some and cloudy.
Drizzling, cloudy, little wind, nice little breeze.
Right.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna probably just open my back door, my front door, turn the air conditioning off, save that electricity for a couple days. Run it at night though.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow night. Run it tomorrow night. What's up, Scott? Otherwise known as Mr. Breeze.
Oh, is trouble already here? Yeah.
I think he's telling me to watch out for that storm's growing a little bit. It's getting broader and broader.
No, he's saying I'm in the doghouse.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I do now. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes the chat comes up faster in the StreamYard side than it does in the YouTube side.
Right.
And sometimes it's vice versa.
Right.
Don't know why. It could be about a 2 or 3 second delay there. But yeah, like I say, no, it's we have some sprinkles earlier today, this morning. It lasted for about 10 minutes, and then that was about it. We had some cloud coverage for most of the day, and then this evening, sunshine.
Yeah, but Matagorda Bay right now, I was looking at the satellite view earlier, the infrared. Matagorda Bay, that area, like a 50-mile area, is just under the worst part of the storm. The worst part is on land now instead of out in the open water. It's just that it's wobbling a little bit,
Right.
It didn't have its act together, put it that way. And it's
almost
a hurricane.
right. Everybody's in a lot better shape with that with this one compared to Ida.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Yep. But I mean, all we can do is, they say hunker down. That's the only thing we can do.
Now, when the eye comes over, they change the track a little bit, more to the west. The eye's gonna go in right below Galveston. Hold on, watch this.
No, Scott. No, I'm definitely a lot better. I'm definitely um, not in that bad of shape because no, Crystal definitely not no Lorena Bobbitt.
Oh boy.
Why? Someone gave me a thumbs down.
Hey Gary.
All right, who didn't like what I said? Gave me a thumbs down.
That's probably one of your favorites just playing a joke. The other night, I forget who had 2 or 3 thumbs down, but they all turned back up to thumbs up right away.
Yeah.
So they moved the track a little bit. Now it's gonna go in kind of like before Houston, and it's gonna make that turn toward Louisiana. And the center of rotation is supposed to be passing either right over us or just about 10, 15 miles north of us over here.
All right.
So we're gonna get a lot of rain. Put it that way. We get a little wind, 30, 35 mile an hour winds. No problem with that.
Right.
Uh,
You rather
'Cause I
have
don't.
rather have the rain, some rain than tornadoes and stuff like that.
Mhm. But last year we went through 2 major hurricanes. Uh,
Yep.
no damage around. Just my immediate area. There's damage
Yeah.
around, lots of damage around area, especially out in the country in the confine.
Well, for me, living so far inland and everything,
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but the only thing I'm ever going to get is going to be the rain, and I don't think we've ever had an actual tropical storm hit this area. If it has, it's been many years before I was born.
Oh, okay. Hey, Breezy, what's
What's
up?
up, Breezy? No, she ain't gonna beat me up. Hey, Candy, how you doing?
Hey, Candy.
Tomorrow's gonna be a fun day at work for sure. I found out that one of the painters is gonna be out, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna be painting all day long.
Yeah, doing the work at 2, huh?
Well, actually, I'm gonna be doing that job all day long tomorrow. So, and that one right there, it will wear you out.
Oh,
Yeah, because that paint is not light, and when you're sitting there doing that number, I'll play like this. I'll do one side of the paint table with my right arm. When I switch to the other part of the paint table, I switch to my left. That way, my right doesn't get all wore out.
right.
And I have no idea what I'm gonna be painting, except for one thing. I'm probably gonna be
Oh,
painting some of that 10.5 million screw order Southwest white.
yeah. What's up,
There's
Brandon?
Brandon.
My chief fry, my little brother.
Hey, Brandon, you got? Are you on your phone or are you uh on your computer in the shop? There's something I need to talk to you about that might make you some money.
Oh
If
boy,
not,
huh?
just stay away.
I mean,
All right. Well, let me know and I'll get you the link. No, talking about dealing with that lazy of yours. Now we got a problem with one of our piece of equipment at the shop and everything, and probably gonna have to get all new sheet metal, uh, and angle iron and stuff like that, some flat stock, and build it all up from scratch. But uh, probably gonna have to get some metal turned, uh, and get fit on the wheels. That's why I was asking what size you could, turn on your lathe. Hey Anna, how you doing? Thought you were in here earlier, but you popped out. Damn, everybody talking at one time, huh? Don't know if I can read the chat that fast. It's gonna be. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. I don't know. I might have to send it out to Louisiana to get that stuff made. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that, Anna. Man, I'm just tired after a long day.
I hope you ain't got a toothache.
I hope he ain't got one. Nah, this ain't the Cajun Comedy Hour. That was last night.
That was last night. I don't know what the puppy dog was barking at. I didn't hear no knock.
Yep, I ain't hear one either. Oh, was your little Shetland pony? That big dog?
Uh, that or something else.
Now, have you seen that horse of his?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
There's Mike Hodge. I was wondering where he was hiding at.
Hey, Mike.
I'm always hungry. What the hell are you talking about, Scott? Oh, congratulations, Breezy. 51 years. Not that many couples get a chance to do that.
Well, that storm put a little damper on me and Missy's anniversary.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, wedding anniversary. It's Wednesday, and with all that stuff in the air going around, we not going anywhere. Uh, to eat out. So I
Right.
was just gonna throw up 2 or 3 racks of ribs, baby backs on the grill. Do my candy ribs, but Wednesday we're gonna have that storm straight over us.
Yeah.
We're just gonna wait till this weekend to do it when the storm passes and invite a couple of Johnny Best and close friends that ain't been around nobody. you know.
Hey, Scott, that's something. When they made the 60 years. Wow.
$35 together, 25 apart.
Anna, how'd you do that to your arm? What were you doing? That had to hurt.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Oh, that's something I got to do. Got to see about getting dinner ordered. I'm hungry myself.
I rolled over in bed. Cool. I must have been one hell of a rollover.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like, geez.
There you go, Brandon.
Hey, you got to about half a second before me.
Man, that's what moderators are for. Put links up,
I know.
all that good stuff.
And I got all this stuff now wanting to pop up.
Oh,
All
I
my
see that. I mean, I hear that.
yeah, that's all my notifications. I mean, I've had the computer going for what? About 25 minutes, and I'll just now want to start popping up. I don't know why.
30 minutes? Yeah, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
What kind of notifications?
Oh, talking about like
YouTube?
Brandon's. Yeah, it's all
YouTube?
stuff for YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube stuff. Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
I accidentally hit, somehow I was trying to watch me and Johnny were trying to watch a football game, either a Saints or a LSU game. And I went to CBS Sports,
Right.
and we usually watch it on the computer like that. Anyway, somehow I accidentally hit notifications, and man, I was getting notifications. I'm talking about every 30 seconds to a minute. I was getting a notification from CBS Sports. Well, you know how big the sports arena is, you know.
Oh yeah.
So, it wasn't just football; it was anything. So I'm like, man, and it was bugging. I'm like, how do I get rid of these notifications? Well, I finally remembered. So I went in my settings and finally got that damn notification turned off. Man, what's up, my little brother?
Not much.
Yep.
So that
problem.
guy,
Yeah, no problem, Gary.
that guy been working on all his stuff that's originally from Louisiana, come from the same town or outside the town, not far from you, Cajun.
Okay.
He was telling me about it today.
Yeah, he's probably what, Mamu or something?
Maybe, I can't remember. He said he loved being in Louisiana, but he said some of those towns had a lot of bad juju, I guess. I mean, he's young, so he probably got in a lot of mischief, and that's why he had to leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If I say the name, would you remember it?
Probably, maybe not.
Okay. Bill Platt, Mamu, Redale, B-Dream, Opelousas, Chitania.
I'll try to remember all that. All I know is he grew up on a acre and a half plot of land there that his stepdad bought, and the people the people that lived next to it tried to buy the property off of them for $60,000 because
Wow.
because the one brother lived on one side, one brother lived on the other side, and their property was right in the middle.
Well, somebody wanted to buy it for 60,000. Well, it must be on the highway. It must be commercial property then.
Man, I mean, it has a house on it stuff. 60,000, that's dirt cheap here.
Oh, wait,
Yep.
it has a house on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was just land.
Oh. I'm about to say, man, if houses are that cheap in Louisiana, we're all moving to Louisiana.
Houses are cheap like that over here. You know what I paid for my house and land?
What's that, Cajun?
16.
Damn. With prices like that, you don't even need to get a loan. You could come up with that kind of cash if you work hard enough. Just pay straight out cash. Not even
Yeah,
have
but
to go to the bank.
if you have that offer though, because it was dirt cheap
Yeah.
through a friend, but you know, not really. They knew us, and I was doing work for the people. Okay,
Yeah.
so it would have been like 18 or 20, which was
Still,
still cheap, you know. And you know, I have to do some work in the house, you know, not a problem. It's not all done, but I'm going to pay the house off before I start doing major, you know,
yeah.
all bamboo floors, you know, hardwood floors or whatever I go with. I just got regular plywood floors, you know, a double floor right now, but it's that subfloor so I can nail the bamboo to or hardwood to. I ain't doing that floating floor crap. Laminate, no. I got that in my bedroom. That's in living room, kitchen, hardwood, bamboo, or oak, pecan, whatever, all the way. You spill something on that floor, it don't hurt it. You spill something on that laminate floor, if it ain't rated for that, most ain't. It's gonna swell, buckle up eventually, and it's gonna look bad. So,
Yeah.
a 2 bedroom house, big living room, big kitchen, big huge bathroom, big foyer, you know, in the front. That could almost be a bedroom by itself. Oh yeah, yeah, Briggs. Bamboo is nice. It don't swell. It don't rot. I've laid many a mile of bamboo floor in my lifetime. They're gonna have to sell this to me for 21.
Wait a minute. Mater, did you hear that?
What?
Mr. Briggs and Cajun agreed on something. Holy cow.
We usually agree on a lot of things. There's just some things that we don't argue. Me and Brett, we don't argue.
You bicker like an old married couple.
Yeah, I saw that comment you put last night. No, I just cool off the hot air he blows out all the time. That's all. Now, yeah, Mike Hines, they do have some $100,000 homes out here that would sell for 3/4 of a million in California. Okay.
See, the biggest
It's not,
problem with
it's
this
not that
guy
the
is
houses are run down and shabby. That's why they're cheap. It's just this area we live in.
the only problem with this guy is being from that area, and then he comes to this area where the cost of living's higher, and he don't understand my rates.
Oh,
And I'm the cheapest in town when it comes to rates, but the
what
cost of
about
living's higher here.
Turkey Creek? That rings a bell.
He didn't say the town. He just said I mentioned the one of the towns that you mentioned, and he
Eunice.
said, "Oh yeah, I grew up in the town next to it."
It must be Basile or Elton then, or
He just,
Lawtell.
he just said something about Elton, about something there.
Elton, yeah, Elton or Kinder, Basile. Yeah, Elton is. They got Basile next to me to the west, and then there's Elton. Basile's a little small town. A couple thousand, in the corporation limits. I think it's corporate. Yeah. They have a mayor, so yeah, it's incorporated. And then Elton's a little bit bigger town.
What's up, Steven? You feeling better today?
Hey, Steven.
I'm doing good, Steven. It rained quite a bit here earlier. It caught me out in the middle of it picking up tools. So my plasma cutter and everything got wet as I was trying to run into the shop. So I'm hoping I let it dry out for several days. It'll be okay because it wasn't plugged up.
You starting to get that them outer bands of that outflow from that storm.
Yeah, it's just random pop-ups
Yeah.
from it.
Me oh wait. I think we got a brand new update. Let me check this. Nicholas Santa Claus hurricane. Saint Nikolai.
Did it get upgraded to a hurricane?
No, but it might. It's damn close to it.
It's putting off a lot of cold air here. It's
Yeah.
usually not this chilly this time of year. I mean, not chilly, but cool air.
Yeah.
So it might be a bad one. Katrina put out a lot of cold air like that one before it hit real land.
Oh, you mean Rita?
Might have been Rita, but Katrina was the one I remembered, the worst one.
You didn't get nothing off of Katrina because that was too
We didn't
far.
get rain off of it, but we got a breeze. We got the cool air off of it. It blew a lot of cool air. Maybe you remember that?
Well, they did upgrade it. It's almost a damn hurricane. It's just a couple of miles off now.
Scott, you did that last year. You sent snow here last year. We did it. We're over it. Now we go on to the next thing. And I didn't find the snow was that bad. The electric going out sucked. The water going out sucked. But the snow wasn't that bad. I played in it.
See, now it's moving more to the northeast. So they saying it's going to go inland between Matagorda Bay and Galveston. And it's going to be a tropical storm when it hits Houston and Beaumont. And then it's going to be a depression when it crosses the Louisiana line and comes over us.
Yeah, we're due for a little bit more rain then off of it.
A lot more.
Yeah. They was already saying before it got upgraded that the coastal areas are looking at 50 inches of rain.
That or more. And the worst part of it's still over Galveston, in between Matagorda, Palacios, Matagorda, and Galveston Bay right now. They starting to get some rough weather in Galveston right now. And looks like y'all getting just a little bit of outflow. Sam Rayburn is getting a bunch of this stuff off of it. Sam Rayburn Reservoir, Blake.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sam Rayburn's getting a lot. And all the way up past where John Francis lives in Alexandria.
I'm not gonna be able to get my tractor home this week because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get my trailer out. Well, I think it's only we're only supposed to see what today and tomorrow was our biggest chances of rain.
Tomorrow and Wednesday for y'all and us.
All right, sorry about that. I was trying to get dinner ordered through the app on my phone. I got that all done. All right, Brandon, you still hiding there?
I'm taking, so I don't have to be loud. I'm taking a pick and picking the dirt off, the excess dirt off this carburetor before I put it in the ultrasonic cleaner, so I don't fire up the thing.
Right. What's up, David Carlisle?
Hey, David.
Hey, the reason I wanted you to come up is that on our burn off oven, because the boards that we use, when they get so much paint built up on them,
Mhm.
the screws won't sit down inside properly. So we put them in what we call the burn off oven, and it literally heats it up enough to where that paint just turns to a powder. Okay? But we got a little trolley that rolls in and out. Well, today, after I've been telling the boss for over a year and a half, it needs to be rebuilt from scratch. Yeah, one of the legs that holds the wheel on literally broke off.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's the reason I was asking you how big can you turn something?
um, 4 inches is about as max I can diameter with that. And the reason I say 8 inch long is because of that damaged
Gear.
Okay. Now, I was looking at it and everything, and the wheels got bearings in it already, but they are totally shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is getting the bearings pressed out, and I've actually got wheel bearings for our carts. I've still got some of those have been when the wheels gone bad. The bearings don't go bad. It's the wheels, all that rubber and everything gets screwed up. What I was thinking about is if you could turn a piece of metal down, it's going to be, what did I say? It's going to be like 1.75
Mm-hmm.
outside diameter, and it's going to have to be, I think, 1.25 inside. That way, the bearing can, that one piece can actually go in it, and it's going to be like 3 inches in length. Okay. Then that way that can get pressed in the wheel. The bearing gets pressed in there, and that way the bolt and everything can go through there.
Got you.
So, how hard would something like that be to do?
With my little lathe, with mild steel, it might be a little hard, but the outside will be easy. The inside, I don't have a boring bar yet,
Ah,
so I can go up to a certain size, but then I need a boring bar to go as big as you're wanting to go.
Oh, you don't have no. So you can't do no ID work then.
Not yet. I haven't got around to ordering any boring bars.
Oh, okay.
you didn't get one with all them tools when you went there to Kentucky?
It was
Yeah.
No, I got big like half inch and inch tooling. My lathe don't take that.
Ah,
Well, what about your live center on the right side of the bed? You can't chuck up, or you can't chuck up. You don't have a chuck on that side to put a.
I got a chuck on it, but the size he's wanting to go, it'll be hard to once it goes so far. It's going to need like a boring bar. Because how big do you say the ID is going to be?
like 1.25 inches.
So you need a boring bar to put a cutter on to do ID work.
Yeah.
Okay. So your chuck on the your live center won't accept a drill bit 1.25 inches.
Well, I could, but that might be a little bit hard. That might be pushing my little motor a little hard. Because you got to think, I only got a half horsepower motor on that little lathe.
No, yeah, but you start off small,
Yeah.
bigger, a little bigger. But it's always nice to have a boring bar. That way you can get it right within specs, within, you know,
Yeah.
within 10,000ths of an inch.
Because right now the bolts and everything that are used to hold those wheels and everything on, they're going through the bearing on the wheels, and there's almost quarter of an inch gap in between. So that wheel's got too much play in it.
You got a lot of slop in it.
Way too much, and it needs to be taken out.
What's up, Scott?
What do you say, Scott?
I think this is an inch or 3/4. I'd have to measure. I think this is the biggest bit I got. Ow. Where's my caliper when I need it?
I sure thought you had a boring bar. Something to put a cutter on your live sign.
Well, I got a chuck. I just don't have a boring bar.
Right. I thought you had one and
No.
all that stuff. I remember you got a big old box of machine tools and stuff. Or
Well,
two
like I
boxes.
said, it's for big old 1/2 inch, 1 inch. It's for the big lathe. My lathe is tiny. It's tiny.
Yeah. Okay. Now, can you turn down that boring bar on the end? Turn that down.
It's possible, but I already gave it to some. I already gave my tooling, the big tooling, to someone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could have turned that down a little bit. Just the end of it, 2 or 3 inches. That way you could have put it in your chuck on the other end.
Yeah, this is an inch diameter. I might be able to get a boring bar cheap enough. If I can get this down, then just do the rest by a boring bar. We'd be good.
Now, next question is, what kind of price we'll be talking about? Because they've only got to be 3 inches in diameter or in length.
This is, hold on.
Yeah, you can make you a boring bar.
Oh, this is a piece of steel like key. Okay, this is only 1.5 inches. The material is what's going to cost, Mater. It's not as much the time as it's going to be the material. Like, this is only 1.5 inches, so it ain't going to be big enough for you. So we got to figure out what a piece of what did you say, 1 3/4?
I think it's 1 3/4.
We might even have to get a piece of 2 inch. It's not going to be cheap, but we probably get 1 3/4 already down that size. And then all I'd have to do is machine the end center.
Yeah, because basically, it's the 4 wheels on it. So we're talking, a foot.
Yeah.
So as far as, the material itself, we're only talking, I'd say, at least get, 1.5 to 2 feet of it. And that would be about the most. Now, if you could get, say, 1 3/4, and that's because I'm just getting a rough guesstimate on it because I don't know the exact size because I'm just going off of tape measure and a set of calipers. So, what would say?
Small town machine shop. You're the one I need. We need to know. We need to know where we can find a good deal on a piece of steel.
Yeah.
Stephen,
the shipping would cost more than the metal.
Right. Okay. But what a boring bar is, okay, with the lathe and everything, you can turn stuff on the outside. But when you want the hole and everything, and you need it bigger, that's what a boring bar is because it will literally go. It's got the bit and everything that goes inside and turn on the inside.
Oh, Cajun, you know what we didn't think about?
What?
It's going to be 3 inches big long, I'm not going to be able to turn that without a steady rest, and I don't have a steady rest.
Uh, a foot long, you need a steady rest.
Well,
3
3 inches, 3 inches, I would think would. I don't know. It might not wibble in a 3 inches. So it's going to be 3 inches long.
I know. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what Mater needs. You only need it, Mater. You talking about you need something to go on the inside that'll press in or go in and then have a inside diameter about what this long or a
No,
foot long.
no. Okay. The outside diameter is going to have to be, from what I can tell right now, 1.75 inches by 3 inches in length, and then an inside diameter of 1.25.
Okay. No, you wouldn't need a steady rest for that, and that 3 inches long. No.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Is it just a bushing?
Yeah,
That's,
well,
that's more or less what I'm thinking it's going to be.
yeah, well, what it is, the wheels that we've got on our cart, they're 6 inches in diameter. They've got bearings in there now, but they are rusted solid. But I do have a set of bearings, a set of roller bearings for something else, but they're a lot smaller. So what my thought is, put some kind of a bushing in there. That way, then that smaller bearing can actually fit inside that, and the bolt and everything. With that, the bushing that goes between the bearing and the bolt will slide in.
Do you have a place in your area, Mater, that is called Motion Industries?
Never heard of it.
Okay, it's a bearing and seal company, kind of nationwide. Well, at least southern wide that I know of. They all
Right.
over down here. You could get that actual bushing from them already made.
Oh, I do
So you
know
need
there's a place
so
over
you need
in
just a steel bushing.
Waxahachie sells bearings. What's that? What were you saying, Adam?
So you need just a 3 inch wide, 1.5 inch by 1.25 inch bushing.
Uh,
Inch
inch
and
and
three
three
quarter.
quarter, inch and three quarter OD, 1.25 inch ID.
Okay.
That's easy.
Yeah.
But I need 4 of them.
Okay.
And but my question is, what would I be looking at as far as cost? Because I'm not the one going to be paying for it. I got to try and sell this to my boss because this trolley and everything, it's been going inside this burn off oven, and that thing's getting up to almost 600 degrees.
You're gonna
So
need
I
some
need,
good steel for that too, because that metal is gonna expand and contract in that burn off oven and that
right.
oven y'all got. So you're gonna need some good high grade like 4140, 2160 or something like that.
Yeah, because I can see it already flaking, and I mean, he's had the angle iron and everything, and you can already see the different layers of angle iron.
Wow.
Yeah, but then of course he's been using that thing for about 20 years.
Yeah, man, that's not bad. That's a
You
good
know,
length
But I
of a
mean,
piece of equipment.
the way he's got it built and everything, I've been trying to tell him you need to get the materials. Let me build one from scratch and everything. It'd be a lot better. And what I would want to do I'd actually want to find a paint, some kind of a ceramic paint or a high temp paint that could go on there to keep it from having it rust and everything else.
they have one. They have paint that's designed for engine headers. That's a high
Yeah,
temp paint.
that in
Right.
barbecue pits, because barbecue pits, right where the coat at the
The
bottom part,
barbecue pit paint don't work as good though. I've tried that on exhaust.
No, yeah, but barbecue only gets up to the coal area, the bed of coals and all.
Yeah.
That gets up real hot but the top part don't. That's only 400 or 500 degrees.
Now we've got some of that barbecue. Uh,
It's
paint.
a special barbecue pit paint made for the bottom side where the coals set. No, it's not your regular. It's not your regular barbecue paint you get at Walmart. You gotta go to
right. We've got that.
hardware store or DNR like we got over here.
Hey, Cajun.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got that paint. We've got that barbecue paint at work.
At high temp barbecue paint. Okay.
Yep.
That should hold up to 600 degrees.
Well, if it would hold up, then yeah.
For headers, it won't, because that gets way hotter than 600 degrees. You're looking at 1,400 degrees, 1,200 degrees on an exhaust.
Right.
You might have to go with header paint. That might do a little better.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I can get the rattle can header paint at O'Reilly's and AutoZone. I just don't know how good those are going to be.
I don't know. I've never tried header paint from them because I never painted headers. When I got my blackjack headers or hookers, blackjacks, I forget what the name brand. I think it was blackjack headers or hooker headers. On that 63 Chevy I had.
I got straps in here.
I was 16 years old, I think, or 17.
Right.
That was 40 years ago.
Hey, Adam, so what's your input on that as far as what paint would be the best to use?
Which paint?
Yeah.
Exhaust paint. Oh, you
What
can
kind?
you can get
Okay.
bars of that bushing size for $83 a foot with that OD and that ID.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, $83 for the whole set. You just got to cut them down.
Yep.
And nobody, even myself, couldn't machine it really for that by the time you get material and labor. So that's a good deal.
Yeah. And who's got that, Adam?
That's from metalsdepot.com. I sometimes order weird sized metal from them.
Okay. I mean, I'd have to get, an actual mic, put on those to find out for sure.
Mater, just go get you one of these cheap ones. It'll get you close enough. That's what Craig Camp told me. He said you ain't doing aviation, so he said these cheap ones will get you close enough.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon. Hey. So what you're talking about, something like these?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They get you close enough.
And I'll put it like this. I've never even turned it on.
Yeah.
I use mine all the time.
Do you?
My everyday use ones on my machines is one of those cheap Harbor Freight dial ones. It's accurate within a thou over 6 inches.
Well, this is one that I got from AutoZone. I can't even get it to turn on.
Pittsburgh battery's dead.
Oh, I see why it won't turn on.
No battery.
No, it's got the paper up underneath for the battery.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Naturally, you never turned it on. You didn't take the plastic insert out.
Is that a Cobalt one?
Oh, there we go.
Didn't AutoZone years ago have a line of Pittsburgh tools years ago?
Who?
AutoZone didn't about 15 years ago. Didn't they handle a line Pittsburgh?
I got no idea on that one.
I thought they sold Pittsburgh tools at AutoZone for
Did that
calipers
say
and stuff
Cobalt
and,
on it, Peter?
and torque wrenches.
Hang on.
Oh, what is a boring bar? Adam, you want to explain that one?
Do it, Adam.
Come on, Adam.
Adam will show you real quick.
I was going to say that earlier and I forgot because he posted that up 10 minutes ago.
What about the new
Hey,
tools
Strap.
you got?
How you doing, Strap?
Yep, there you
That's
go.
boring bar.
You put your cutter in there. You put one end in your live center. You put your cutter on the other end. Once you got a hole big enough, you can bore it out to specifications on that.
It's for doing ID instead of OD.
Right. Inside diameter. Well, you ought to have seen some of the stuff at the machine shop I would work at when I was in charge of QC, quality control. All the ID would go in so far, it would angle up, go straight, neck back down, go back up, through some holes. Oh boy.
So in a way, Steven, it's not really a drill bit. You can get to a certain size when you're doing the either ID like with the drill bit with the chuck like this. But once you get to a certain size, you can use the boring bar, and it helps you get you can get a little bit bigger ID than you could with the drill bit, and get more closer tolerances.
Yeah.
More precise.
And
Like as far as for
drill
pressing
bits
in.
don't drill really round holes if you really measure them closely.
Right. Right.
All right, so metals. You said Metals Direct. They're the ones who've got that bushing already
Metals-
made. Like
Metalsdepot.com.
metalsdepot.com. All right.
But you got to make sure that you're going to have the right, inner diameter of those tires, those rims or whatever they are.
Right.
Because if you kind of want that to be a press fit.
Right.
Yeah, tight fit, and then the bearings naturally tight fit, a press fit.
Right. Because that bush. Because what I'm going to do is in this soil, it's the boss breaks everything and let me do it my way. Because I'll play like this. Some of the things that the way he wants it done is kind of bass backwards and everything. And I can look at it and go, no, we don't need to do it that way. We need to do it this way. And then he'll realize, oh, yeah, you're right.
Is it a high-speed application for the bearings?
No,
It's for a cart
it's just a cart.
that you push by hand.
Yeah, I mean, they only roll about 3 or 4 feet at the most.
Do you have to use a bearing? Could you just put a pin in, of the proper diameter?
I could, but the only problem is the bolts and everything are so wore out that there's anywhere from 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch slop in it.
Oh, okay.
You've got the wheels that are literally sit there and do that.
Yeah.
For those that haven't watched the video,
Yeah, I did.
I
Yeah,
didn't get a chance because I just got home a little bit before I went live.
yeah. But that's a while back. He's
Well, he
got
got
that
the-
spread out in a couple 3 videos.
no,
Making it straight,
I
making
did.
it straight.
This
And,
video just got created today. They're doing this other side, actually making the thing.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, but I got a video on the plate.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that when you marked it out with your stencil,
yeah.
and then you cut it out, and did the holes, and then you welded it in on the frame in another video.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
If I
Oh,
remember
Brandon.
right.
Okay. What was it? Last night or Saturday night? I can't remember which night it was. They kind of all run together. But Nate, he was saying as far as what we're going to do for that endurance race, he said do not go with a torque converter. He says go with a stock clutch. He said because we're going to be going through so many belts, it takes almost 10 minutes to change a belt. He says for what we're going to be doing, it'd be perfect just going with a stock regular clutch on it.
I don't know, and I don't know. I don't know, Mater, because we're going up hills and stuff, so we need the extra torque.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, okay, we're going.
I can change those belts out within 5 minutes. I take my power tool and I'll whoop, put the belt on. Whoop,
Right. Well, he said it takes about 10 minutes.
Well, he's probably not using power tools. I use the power tools.
True, but that's by the time you get the bike from wherever it breaks down, everything on the course to the pits, change it. That could be anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes of lost time on the track.
But you can also, unless you're putting $150 torque converter on, or a clutch on there, you can go through a lot of clutches too, because those clutches burn out a lot if you're doing what we're doing.
Need to get with Nate and everything, because one thing he did mention, I do remember seeing Cars and Cameras when they built one for that Gambler 500. Yeah, and they were going through torque converter belts.
Get you a good clutch from ARC.
The problem is it's not in the budget.
Oh, okay.
So we're building this thing on a budget. We're building this bike on a budget.
Right.
What we make off of YouTube, what I make off of YouTube is what's going into this build. We're working off a budget.
Right.
This is the YouTube. YouTube helped build this bike. That's what it is. Everybody on my YouTube channel to help support my channel is help build this bike. So we're working on a budget.
Right. Okay. But Brandon, here's a question. Okay. On that torque converter, would you be able to get a refund on it if you send it back?
Yeah, but it's still not going to be enough for clutch.
Well, how much more would a good clutch be over that torque converter?
Not much, but if you ever notice, watch some videos where they do endurance races. Everybody's running torque converters.
I wish Nate was in here. Either that or Tampa.
Tampa runs torque converters with a Juggernaut.
Yeah, but would that Juggernaut with the belt and everything, would that last for a 3-hour endurance race? And how many belts would they go through?
Those belts last longer than you think. It's all how you ride them. If it's installed proper, those belts last longer than you think. My gray go-kart I had that I used to do all that crazy stuff on had a torque converter on it. And I might have been through 3 belts the whole time I had it and I owned it for 5 years.
All right, so then how much are torque converter belts?
You can get a 3-pack on Amazon for $20.
That's not bad then.
I'm just trying to stick it budget so we can have this thing built in time. If we change things up, then we ain't gonna have it done in time. We got to keep in a budget.
I know. That's why I was wondering: is a torque converter more, or is a clutch, regular stock style clutch, a centrifugal clutch, is that cost more money than a torque converter?
A good one could cost you, like I said, like $150 for a good one. Because you can't run, if you run a cheap clutch, then you're definitely going to have issues.
True. Well, if it's going to be, better to go and have the torque converter, and you said you can change out the belt in 5 minutes.
Yeah. You just take a impact driver, whoop, pull that off real quick, stick that belt on, put it back, whoop, back on. It's one bolt.
I sent a Tampa link.
Email.
heard
Really, Shaggy?
I heard Mater saying something about Tampa, so I went on ahead and sent him a link.
Yeah. Because I know that Tampa, he that's what he's always doing.
Yeah.
Well,
But you know what? I was saying a clutch, but like Brandon says, everybody else in them endurance races, okay, is going with the torque converters. I'm not that familiar with the torque converters on those bikes, but I'm kind of agreeing with Brandon. Stick with the plan like it is, and those belts are cheap, and they do last longer.
right.
I've seen a few of the races, and I've never really, they really don't show the pit that much, but I've never seen them changing the belts in the videos I've watched.
I have. I know that now cars and cameras, that's what they do. Is basically nothing but go karts and mini bikes.
Well, it
Here's
depends
the
on
thing
the
with
weight.
them. Here's the thing with me and them. Okay, I like the content, but they're amateurs. They don't do this for a living. Before this, they was all doing different things. This is what I do for a living every single day since I was 15, 16 years old. So what might take them longer takes me shorter time because I've been at it for so long. It's just how it goes.
And it depends on the weight on that bike too, and how you gassing on it. Once you get your momentum going and everything, you're not stressing that belt, and it depends on the weight too
Well, Cajun, here's the thing.
of the rider.
Here's the thing, and Mater don't think so, but wait till he rides this bike. He's never rode one that's been souped up like this. They pop wheelies. They are very torquey. They're not like riding a motorcycle. They're very torquey. I had one that threw people off all the time. I never got threw off because you have to know how to shift your weight on it.
He was expecting.
You want to sit all the way on the back of the seat on those because you have more room, but you can't do that. Yeah, you have more room, but you're shifting your weight back all the way back here. So you gotta kind of be up on there some. So your weight, you ain't putting all your weight in the back and lifting yourself up.
Like you're riding a crotch rocket, man.
Yeah. You don't have to bend down like that unless you want to. You probably
I was just trying to be facetious, funny.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Crisco, again. What you got me?
Torque
you get me?
converter belts have any steel bands in them?
That's
Or
yours.
are they all rubber?
I think they're actually Kevlar.
Chicken, lo mein, and fried
Probably
rice.
threaded with that
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
lo
gonna
mein,
watch stuff.
they were out of-
that
almost
fiber
out
or
of-
whatever, fiber
Yeah.
thread.
And he got fresh orange chicken because they just got through cooking it.
Oh, so y'all did get Chinese.
Yeah.
Yep.
I told you I
Oh.
was ordering dinner.
Well, I know, but I was making a joke saying I want shrimp fried rice and sweet and sour pork with the extra red sauce and the duck sauce. I didn't know y'all were actually going to get Chinese. I was just saying I want shrimp fried rice.
What kills me is out of everybody in the house, I don't know if his mother can or not.
I can deal with the choppy sticky.
I didn't say both of them.
He can't use them.
I'll take a little bit of the soy sauce.
Yeah.
We got the teriyaki. You want some soy
Teriyaki
sauce?
chicken. I love me some General Tso's.
Yeah, just
Let me
teriyaki
see.
sauce.
I love me some General Tso's chicken too.
General Tso
Yep.
or Sao?
They were out.
No, I didn't get that. I got the Kung Pao.
Yeah.
Oh, Kung Pao. Oh, okay.
I want to get. I got the lo mein noodles with like some orange chicken and Beijing beef.
I got mushroom just so he won't eat it.
Yeah, I don't want fungus.
The
I saw
fungus
that.
is among us.
Mushroom.
Yeah, no fungus for me.
I love mushrooms.
Yes, he has an adult beverage.
That looks like a Pepsi to me.
It's a blue can. It's either an adult beverage or Pepsi. I don't care which.
It's Pepsi.
You only get one.
Or
You know
Keystone
what you
Light.
forgot to also bring?
What?
Stone. Yep. The Stone, man.
Tell me to go after food. Didn't tell me to go after drink.
Pepsi Stone.
And I want the cherry one.
I didn't say I was going to get you one.
All right, so back to what we were talking about before we got interrupted.
No, Steve, I never had the orange shrimp.
Okay, Brandon. So you're saying the best thing to do is just stick with the
Torque converter.
torque converter? All right. Hey, I was just bringing it up because, that's what Nate was saying. Like I said, I wish he was here, and I wish that Tampa was here.
Tampa, if he gets his email, if he gets a notification like you do, he'll be watching us and seeing what we talk about before he decides to jump in on it.
True.
Because I told him, I says, advice on Mater's channel, and I sent him the link. I didn't tell him what and all that. Didn't go down into the brass tacks of it. I just said, advice on Mater's channel. Please join, and I sent him the link. Oh, I can imagine, Steve.
Yep. I bet it would be. But I know they want to charge extra for shrimp meals.
It's like orange chicken, Missy, but it's orange shrimp instead of chicken meat. Chinese.
I'll take this next week to Ray's place and get him to sandblast because he has a bigger sandblaster and bigger air compressor. It'll take like 2 seconds probably.
Yeah, instead of 15 minutes on your end.
Right.
Yeah, my blasting cabinet, you couldn't even fit that bike in. That's that.
Oh no, I was neither. No, we got a good size. We got a 4 foot, 2.5 foot. That won't fit in it.
Ray's got a tank, a sandblaster, and things that's about this tall. That's just the blasting media, and then he runs it off of one of those construction air compressors.
Right.
Yeah. One engines or whatever.
One of them big Ingersoll Rands.
Yeah, type deal.
So he's got a siphon fed, or excuse me, pressure pot.
Yeah, pot.
Yeah,
Hopper pot, pressure pot. Yeah.
Yeah. I know a guy years ago.
I had a Harbor Freight one of those a while ago.
Do what, man?
I had a Harbor Freight pressure, sandblasting thing you hook up to the compressor a while ago. The only way it would work is you had to have a separate person shake the thing the entire time it was working.
Exactly. I had one too.
What, the sand wouldn't fall?
No, so someone had to sit there and shake it like this while you were using it.
Oh, boy.
That's bad. But now he had a booth that he would literally walk in and do the blasting. Of course, he was always doing it on glass. Okay. And he would literally have to put on a helmet with fresh air whenever he walked in there.
Oh yeah, because you can't be inhaling that medium.
Oh no, trust me, I did it with a cheap mask one time. It messed me up for a week.
That would cut your lungs up.
Oh man, it's terrible.
Y'all ever seen those? I think about 3 years ago or 4 years ago, maybe 5. This guy came out with this new design. It had a medium in it, but it was mixed with water.
Yeah.
When it come out, man, and this guy was advertising this. I forget the name and the channel, but man, this stuff is like awesome. I'm like, check this out. You know, this is cutting edge technology, and they would do like motorcycle heads, with valve, and heads with the springs, the valve springs and all that was all rusted and you name it. It wasn't working, and they were putting these heads with the valve springs in there for these motorcycles and stuff. It's mostly that they were soda blaster. I think it is Mudster. Yeah, soda blaster. No, no, no. It's better than a soda blaster. It's better than a soda blaster. Way better.
And what kind of blasting
and
material?
all the springs would come back to life. It would everything would just pop back up and be in working order.
Okay,
And
but what
it's
was
not the
right.
soda blast, it's something else. I forget the name of it and the channel.
So you don't remember what the blasting material was?
It was I could probably look it up on in my YouTube.
Because there's
My,
different blasting materials out there.
My
Yeah, this
buddy Justin from Good of the Land did a blast. He made his took a Harbor Freight cabinet and converted it over into one of those blasters, but it's a cabinet.
Right, yeah. This was a cabinet too that I was watching. You know, different sizes also. Different size cabinets also.
Hey man, are you not gonna mute me for a second?
Whee!
I gotta turn the air compressor on. It's gonna be loud.
You're muted. But yeah, I mean, there's aluminum oxide. You've actually got glass bead.
I think these are some type of ruby, some kind of type of ruby medium or something.
Well, I mean, there's a black beauty out there. Of course, you got walnut shells.
Yeah, I know all about the pecan shells and walnut shells. I know all about that. This is mixed in with water, and you have a collector that will separate the water from the medium. And it's a very fine medium. So it's a process to get that stuff safe. You know, it'll reuse it.
Right. So it's a water jet blast.
It's water based, and you know it's all kind of like a soda blaster type deal, but on steroids.
I know there was a place when I was doing glasswork years ago. Whenever, and believe it or not, yeah, people would actually want a countertop to put their sink into for in the bathroom. We did several of those, and we actually got it to where we were taking the glass, and I actually we would do all the edge work, get it all shaped out. We actually took it over to a place, and they had that high-speed cutter, and it was water. You know, it was a water jet cutter. They would literally be able to put that thing in, and they'd literally just go around and cut that hole out for that sink. I mean, it was a CNC, basically like a CNC router, but instead of actually having a router bit, it was a high-speed water with it was garnet. That's it. They used garnet in it. That's probably what Cajun's thinking of. And before I forget, okay, I got my pen over here and my paper. There it is. Okay, Adam, what'd you say the name of that place was? It was Metals what?
Metalsdepot.com. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, metalsdepot.com. You could get it. Probably some steel yards will carry stuff. The problem is that if you have to order it in from a steel yard, you have to there's minimum purchases.
Right.
So some oddball stuff. Now, if this
But
was just
you
something
said,
for you, I would just turn it up myself, and
right. But you said that Metals Depot, they would have something like that in stock in that particular size.
Yeah, they have it in
You
stock.
said,
They sell it, and you can buy it by the foot. Their tolerances are good, usually about 5 thou one way or the other.
okay.
And for
Like I
steel
said, for
tubing
me,
from a place, that's pretty good.
right. Like I said, for me, it's something I'm going to have to try and talk my boss into because the boards that we have to run through a lot of are the ones for uh, those outlet screws for the screws for your switch plate and outlet screws because that company they have upped the amount. I mean, they're running 2 shifts now, and yeah, I mean we're sending out about 2 or 3 more pallets extra a week now. That's how much production they've turned up.
I wanted to get rid of all the weld splatter, so when I painted it, it didn't look bad. So any weld splatter, any little spots, I wanted to make sure it was cleaned off.
Hey, Cajun, it's
Yes, sir.
garnet.
Yeah, I read it. I replied to it, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up here in a minute.
but that's what like that's what I'm saying. That place that we was sent that 3/4 inch tops off to for when a person wanted use it for a vanity sink. Yeah, it was they used water with garnet.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is it's a blaster though, sandblaster, not a cutter.
Well, I think they use garnet for whenever they have it with water.
Okay, and yeah, I did say ruby. So I was more or less in the zone, you
Right.
know. And then he said garnet, and I said, yeah, that getting closer. That's tickling my brain on that one. Let
Yep.
me let me look that up. Mute myself first.
So Adam, how close to tolerances do you say they are? You say what, 5 to 10 thousandths?
They're usually within 5 thou.
What I'd actually like I said, this is something I'm gonna have to try and get sold to my boss. Try and talk him into it. He'll probably wind up doing it because now these are 6 inch diameter steel wheels, okay? But they've got like a V groove right in the middle because when you pull it out of the oven itself, there's tracks, there's rails and everything on the outside, okay? So that's what those V grooves are for. They're supposed that way they come out into those grooves, but we actually use like 1 inch angle iron on the inside and keep that all lined up. But like I said, for me, it's like, yeah, we definitely need to put some kind of paint on there because
Okay.
about 2 years ago, I wanted replacing the uh, basically the flooring in it. I told them we need it because everything is shot. And that piece that I put in about 2 years ago, it's already getting rusted out. It's already got a hole in it about that big around, and it's definitely needing to be replaced. What's up, Juan?
I won.
Okay, I was looking at my phone.
Yep. Yeah, I apologize. I'm eating everything, but hey, I went live at 7 o'clock. I punched out at 6:28. So by the time I got home, it's like about 6:40. Trying to figure out, all right, what to have for dinner.
I do not add on my. I found a steady rest for my lathe, but it was cost as much as what I paid for that lathe. I found one, but it was as much as I paid for the lathe.
Okay, did you get my email address from Mater?
Yeah.
Email me the model number of your lathe. I come across machines like that all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
eBay
Mater.
prices, so you know how those eBay prices can be on that stuff.
Oh, you got it? Okay, good. Okay, it's called vapor honing technology. You see on the left,
Yep.
that's regular dry blasting, soda blasting, what have you. The half on the right is that new style I was talking about, and it's ready for paint, primer, or paint.
All right.
There's no in between to dos to prep it for painting and stuff. And it's almost like, or better than brand new out the factory. Now, that's an old motorcycle steering arm right there.
That's
Steering
triple T.
control right there. Yeah. So, I'll put the link in to that video, and there's many other videos besides that. But that's
Right.
that water vapor technology right there.
I'll send the one Justin did.
Is that what Dustin did, or close to it?
Well, his was a mixture of soda blasting and water, I think. But he took a Harbor Freight cabinet and did it. It was pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, the cabinet we have, Johnny and his dad built it from an old cabinet they had that they left in the shop. They were supposed to go pick it back up after they sold the shop and the small shop. And the guy says, "No, this was left here. It's mine." And guess what? The lawyer said anything that was left on the property, you know, Johnny's lawyer, anything left on the property is theirs. He said, "Yeah, but we told them that we was coming back for this cabinet." Well, sure enough, the guy did a like screw you deal, you know. So he did he did let him go back in and measure the cabinet. So Johnny and his dad built one out of 3/4 marine plywood or 1-inch marine plywood. And that was 20 some odd years ago, and it's still working in perfect condition. All we did was buy the lid for it and custom made the glove holes.
Usually some of the best things made are homemade and custom.
You got to understand, though, yeah, you got a point. You got to understand, Johnny's dad was a freaking genius, okay? He was one of the top machinists in the South, on the Gulf South. The man was a genius.
There's your one, Cajun.
Yep.
He did his and cleaned the carburetor with it. Soda blasted the carburetor with it.
What's that?
What Justin?
Oh, you put a link in. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh, that's Justin's.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I bet you I've seen that one already.
Probably so.
Yeah, me and Dustin was good friends. You know, I just about watched everything he had out.
Yeah, see, like I said, for me, I said I clocked out. When I hit the time clock today, it says 6:28. I'm about 6 or 7 minutes away from work. So yeah, it was probably almost 6:40 by the time I got home. So by the time I got home, Chris and I were doing some talking and everything.
Sure is, Mike Hodge.
We were trying to figure out what's for dinner. So yeah, this is about the time I normally have dinner, anyways.
Oh, this one here, it will. You can use this in cylinders on engines. And you ain't gotta do nothing else but put a crosshatch in it. That's it. And Brandon knows what I mean by crosshatch. That vapor honing technology.
All right.
You can use that in cylinders on engines. If they rusted out or whatever, and all you got to do is put the crosshatch in it. That's it.
So basically, you can bore it out without having to have a boring machine.
No. I did not say that. No.
Just clean it up.
No, you can clean them up, and then you can just hone them to get your crosshatch in. And it's going to be the exact same size, no egg shaping, no nothing on it. You're not going to egg out your cylinders like that. The link I put up in there is for that one video, but there's many other videos that with different things, carburetors, and man, it brings everything back to life.
You know what? I thought about building I thought about making a little soda blaster because there's some carburetors that they're just old and that even the ultrasonic cleaner don't bring back the full cleanness. So if you soda blast them and then put them in the ultrasonic cleaners, they come out looking brand new.
Yep. You hit on a point. Good point right there. I mean, you get carburetors that are that sat up for so long that you cannot bring it back. But what you're talking about, you can. It gets in every little bitty millionth of an inch crack and crevice. Oh, he put that up in the loft.
Yeah.
I like them lofts up in them style buildings you got because it gets stuff, makes space, available floor space.
Yep.
And the bright side is this table right here makes it easier to access it.
That's it. Yeah, you ain't got to break out a ladder every time.
Yep.
That's a pretty good deal, Scott. You get two of them for about what normal price is.
I hope my plasma cutter works. It got wet today. It wasn't on when it got wet, but hopefully it dries out and it'll be okay.
And what is it you're talking about?
He's got
What
a plasma
got wet?
cutter.
My plasma cutter got wet. I was putting it away earlier, or right before I was putting it away, it started downpouring.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I
Just
heard you
sand
say
for a little bit.
something like that earlier. Some of your tubes got wet. I just didn't know which one.
Yeah, it was my plasma cutter.
Hey, Juan. An old U.S. made corded Black and Decker. Ah,
Mike, it might hurt this is Chinese. It's
And,
it's my world's cheapest plasma cutter that I ordered. Did a video on.
Yours is small compared to mine, Brandon.
Yeah, because it's the cheapest plasma cutter on Amazon.
I gotta do some wiring repair to the torch on mine because sometimes it shocks me while I'm using it.
Oh yeah,
It's very,
I had a
very
loader
unpleasant.
like that.
My plasma
Brandon.
cutter's probably 3 foot tall by 3 foot wide. It's rated for 1 inch.
Oh wow. I want a bigger one, but I'm afraid to get a expensive one until I get on regular power, because right now I'm running this little cheap one off the generator.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I can guarantee you, Brandon, you paid more money for yours than what I paid for mine.
I paid $150 for mine.
I got
Yep,
mine
you
in
paid
auction
more.
for 80.
Wow.
You say you got one for 80?
Yeah, at an auction.
You paid more than what I paid for mine. And I got a Miller.
He went and stole it.
Nope.
It's
I
part of
didn't
a
steal
biker
it.
gang. It's part of a biker gang, you know.
I got mine free. My boss at work, he had it sitting up on the shelf. It was just sitting there collecting dust. He had not taken it down.
And I guarantee Mater never uses it.
He would never use it. So he said, if you want it, you can have it.
I bet you never use it either.
When it's going to cost me about $500 to get a new cutting head,
Oh.
I haven't had the extra money for it.
I'm so used to using a cutting torch. I use one almost every day at work. I still torch cut almost everything I do.
Well, I've got actually acetylene, but my biggest problem is that it's over in my other building with no electric in there, and I'm not sure how much more gas I have left in the bottles. Because I want to get in the bottles at auction and everything. So my biggest problem is I don't know if I can take and do an exchange on it.
if you own your own bottles, yeah, you can exchange them.
Right.
Well, yeah, but wait. When's the last time they were inspected?
Yeah, that's the big thing now.
I've had them for almost 10 years now.
Well, you know what? There's a company over here. They don't care what it is, because they want your business.
Yeah.
All right. And what they'll do, they'll either chunk them or get them inspected. You know, because I think they do their own in-house inspection.
Right. I mean, there's a welding shop by me, and they've already told me that, yeah, if I want, I could be, on a rental plan, and it was only cost me like $40 a month for oxygen and acetylene.
Shouldn't be that much.
What size bottles?
Don't have to regular full size.
4 foot.
Yep.
Okay.
That
A
seems
4
high.
foot.
It's cheaper down here.
All my local places they're starting to go away from the rental bottles, and they'll pretty much take in anything now.
Right.
Because what they want to do is they want to get the oxygen bottles that are 20 years old that haven't been pressure tested. They would rather take those in and get rid of them than have people still have those. So they're very forgiving on stuff like that.
Yeah. And they want your business because there's a lot of plasma torches now that's coming out on the market, and they're getting cheaper to use that. And with a plasma torch, man, look, all you got to do is have a straight edge on something, a piece of metal, and you just put that torch in there and you do follow that tip on that straight edge.
Well, mine, you can't go that fast. You have to go very slow.
Well, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So the welding supply houses around here, they, like Adam said, they're going to take in your bottles no matter how old they are.
Yeah.
And then if you still want to do the old style oxygen acetylene torch, cutting with a Victor torch and all that. Yeah. I came across that a while back when I was in Arizona. I bought a torch set of oxygen and acetylene. I don't use propane,
No, I don't either.
Yeah. I don't go the propane way. I go oxygen and acetylene.
Yep.
And all of a sudden my torch set came up missing. With the carry-all and everything. Oh yeah, like where did this go and when did it go? in a secured building, man.
Well, my biggest problem is one thing they were mentioning is, does it have a name on the top, like Praxair, stuff like that? So if it does have a name on the top, then it, depending upon which one was there, they may or may not be able to take those bottles in.
Do you have a Oxark near you?
Have a what?
Oxark. They're pretty big. That's who's local with me. They'll take anyone's bottles, because like some of my bottles say customer stamped into them and raised letters. Some they used to have stickers, or they would paint the top of them yellow if they were rental bottles. They'll take pretty much anything, oxygen and acetylene wise. But I've bought Stargon cylinders at yard sales, and they have no problem with it.
I mean, I do have an extra oxygen and an extra acetylene bottle I picked up later on, and unfortunately, both of them are empty. So I was like, okay, because I was going to do some cutting, and everything like needed them. But I was like, oh man, these things are empty. And like grabbed the other two, the ones I bought at the other auction, and they got gas and everything. How much is left? I don't know.
I have 6 different setups. I have a small set I made a backpack frame out of on an old Alice pack I take to the scrapyard with me.
Right.
People think it's weird that you wear your cutting torch on your back. The thing is with a lot of those companies is if you need a couple cutting discs, go in there, buy a few, go in there a couple times, and they'll see you, and, they'll let you bring in anything. But make sure you have a cap on them. That's a lot of places' big thing is you bring in a bottle that doesn't have the protective cap on it.
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah, like where's your cap? Oh, I forgot it. Well, next time you bring it, I'll bring it back.
Yeah.
And then they never bring them back.
But for me, I just haven't had a need to do any kind of welding or anything like that.
That mater's making me hungry for some Chinese.
Welding fabrication. Actually, I'm not. I don't put out like the prettiest welds with the very strong and steady welds. But welding fabrication actually makes me a lot of money. That actually brings in some of my income for the year is welding fabrication on trailers.
Do you have a stick welder, Brandon?
No, I'm running a flux core in my Lincoln 140. I can actually stick weld better than I can flux core weld.
I'm
It's
gonna
just
go
been
put
a
this
while.
up since this is empty and get me something to drink. So I'll be right back. Keep them entertained, Adam and Brandon.
He didn't mention Cajun, so Cajun must be boring.
I know. You ever see those Lincoln tombstones show up cheap in your area?
Sometimes I wish I got one. I think my generator will actually power that.
I got a buddy of mine's got one for
one of those
sale right
forever.
now. Buddy of mine's got one for sale. That thing's older than the hills.
You want the older ones that have all the copper in them.
Yeah,
They're a lot better than the newer ones.
yeah. My nephew was going to buy it from him about 10 years ago, and somebody donated him one, so he didn't buy it. I think all he wanted for it was $250. That was it.
I got a customer that left behind a welder generator, an old Blue Star welder generator. It's been here for almost a year now, so I guess it's mine. Problem is I can't find capacitors for it, so I'm failing to find a way find some capacitors set up to make capacitors work and use it.
Is it new enough it has like a digital display?
No, it's the old Blue Star with the old K series color on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's hard to find parts for.
I'll tell you what knocked out Lincoln, the tombstones, or not the electric ones, but the small Lincoln welders was a Bearcat. Came out with the little gas jobs that people were hauling on trailers. They would retrofit a utility trailer and put their bottles, one on each side, one in each corner of the trailer.
Yep.
And they had the little Bearcat. Wait, am I saying that right? Yeah, Bearcat, huh? The little blue ones. Who made those little Bearcats?
Oh, because
I wanna
Lincolns
say
are the Rangers.
I want to say it's Bearcat. And that's what everybody down in Grand Chenier was using, and on the coast, portable, going to off-field locations and welding and cutting. Man, that was buddy of mine had one of those. I want to say they're Bearcats, little blue ones. Look, electric starter, boom, fire right up, and they were
Millers have Bobcats.
Bobcats. That
Yeah.
might have been it. Bobcat welder. I said Bearcat. I think it was a Bobcat. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of Lincolns use their Rangers. There's a lot of people with Rangers.
Yeah. Miller. Jeremy Schwab got it. By
I
Miller.
worked on a few Miller Bobcats over the years.
Yeah, the gas jobs.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing a video series next week, swapping the motor out on my Ranger.
Oh, okay. What? Gas?
Yeah, it had the old 2-cylinder Wisconsin with the vertical mufflers.
Okay.
I let someone borrow it, and they had it for over 2 years because it was my backup. Well, the top of the mufflers rusted out, and water got down in the cylinders.
Oh, yeah. That's not
So
good.
I have a 25 horsepower Kohler that has the tapered shaft off of a generator.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
all the welder motors use a tapered shaft, and I'm going to retrofit it to that.
Yeah, because your welding machines were generators also.
Yeah.
DC. Most of them were DC. Some of them were DC AC DC. But a lot of your old Lincoln welders, the generators were DC, and you had to use a DC tool, like DeWalt was AC or DC. Some people, and the grinders, the old Black and Decker grinders, DeWalt grinders were AC and DC. If not, you'd burn those tools up with a regular DC.
Mine has a set of AC outlets on it.
All right, should we let Briggs in here?
No, but what I'm talking about, Adam, is that they had AC, regular 110 plug-ins.
Yep.
But it was mostly DC current. And then you had to use a DC tool with it, especially made tools for the generator, for DC generator electricity. Because it was a full sine wave instead of a half a sine wave. And them tools would get smoking hot.
I thought DC stood for Direct Commie and AC stand for American Crazy Man.
That's right.
What's going on tonight with you, Briggs?
Hammering down the road, throwing garbage in employees' trucks.
Oh, so just a regular night?
Yeah, they drove my truck this weekend. The blob that drove my truck left garbage all over my truck. He had all bagged up and left the notes that he couldn't make it to the garbage can, but the dumpster's 2 feet from the truck. So I opened up the front seat of his car, opened up the garbage bags, and dumped them on the front seat of his car.
Oh boy!
I'm sure I'll get a phone call in the morning.
I don't know what's more worse than having Briggs up here saying that, or we're gonna get hit by flying bull.
No, I did. I opened up their car door and dumped the garbage on their seat. Let me take your work truck and use it all weekend, and then leave garbage all over the floor. What would you do?
Here it goes. Here it goes. You two picture like a married couple.
We need to charge $5 a head to come in this in here. Everybody has to donate.
Agent, if I wasn't already on the road, I would take next time I come into the yard on Wednesday. You come up here and I'll show you the inside of some of these trucks, and you'll know what I'm talking about. They look so trashed, it's not funny.
I believe you, but with the flying bull I'm talking about is that you threw it in the front seat of his car.
I threw it in the front seat. You don't know me very well if you don't think I throw it in the front seat. If you did that to me and you worked in my yard, I would open up the trunk of your car. If your car was locked, I would dump it on your hood. Do not doubt me at all. I would.
All right. Now that I was wondering. That's what I was going to say. How did you open his door?
They don't lock the doors in there. No one does. I do, but none of the other guys do. Hell, my boss says, please steal my truck. It's a 1992 Ford. He says, please steal it.
Nobody'd want it.
That's right, because it says Ford. Now, his Camaro he locks, but this guy drives an old Daihatsu. Believe me, he don't lock it.
Goes untied.
If he locked it, he probably wouldn't be able to get in it.
All right, Briggs, I found you a control arm. They said they had at least 2 or 3 of them over here.
Oh, yeah?
From a Toyota T100. Okay?
There you go.
So, do you want them?
How much?
I think they said it was 85 or 90 a piece, something like that.
Do you ever
yeah.
call that one I gave you about?
Huh?
What's that?
Hey, Briggs, you ever call that number for that one I found here by close
I
to
called
me?
today. They're not open. They said they weren't open when I called, but I had to sleep all day because I had to work. So I'm gonna call again tomorrow. I'm an hour behind you, so
Right.
Oh,
because,
okay.
I mean,
I'm gonna call whoever is cheaper down south is definitely who I want to go with because
I
if
think they were like $60, I think.
yeah, exactly. Who's ever cheaper? I'm sure whether they're down there, either state will be rust free.
Mater
compared to where I'm at.
rust free. Mater would be more rust free, I think. Well,
yeah.
no, it might be about the same as me.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
not
there
like
won't, it
people.
won't be no salt rust like from the salt on the roads because we don't do that down here.
No.
No, well, my truck's never been in salt. It's just that it's just the moisture in the air. We got a lot more moisture up here than you guys do.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know, Briggs, because
There's no, I mean,
down by
oh yeah, but
down-
yours is 20-something years old. That's why it rusted out. Wait,
Yep.
no, that's more than 20 years old. That's
Yeah.
going on 30.
mine's 25 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Briggs, I'll put it like this. Now, if you're down by Galveston or live in Galveston area, yeah, you're going to have that salt air, and it's going to rust your car out.
Oh yeah.
So if you're anywhere along the coast and everything, yeah, you're going to be having a rusty car. But where I'm at, I'm
Oh yeah.
I'm about 3.5 hours away from the coast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure you'd be able to look at them before you bought them. If they had holes in them or crunchy or that, they wouldn't even sell them.
No,
Oh yeah, not down here. No.
no.
Not
I
in
mean,
my
I've
area.
never had any problems going to a junkyard around me and buying something. Now, about the only time I ever did go to a junkyard and actually buy some sheet metal and stuff like that, it was rusty, it was dented, but the fact is, it was the kind of sheet metal I was looking for to go on my dirt track car I was wanting to get built. That I knew was going to get beat up, banged on, and stuff like that. I told him I was not looking for perfect sheet metal. And he said, okay, fine. He found me everything I needed. And it's like, this all works. Because for him, it was just junk he was just going to get rid of.
Now, what would you have to do? Drive over to the junkyard and get them, or just?
They may ship them to you.
Yeah, they
I don't
might.
know how much. I have no idea how much the shipping would cost. That'd be between you and them.
Oh yeah, the shipping couldn't be that bad. It's not like they're huge.
And
That was one way to fix my tripod.
Yep.
I don't care if they cut the bolts and destroy the bushings. You can buy bushings and you can buy new bolts.
Right. Now, I would say go UPS for shipment because, yeah, that is really cheap.
The cheapest way to go. Yeah, well, yeah, because you're not going to mail that with the post office. There's hardly no way. You can box it up, but they're going to charge you $90 to ship one or two of them things.
Yep.
Yeah. No, UPS is the way. How much it cost you, Mater, for your birdhouse? About $12, $15.
The first one or second one?
No, the one you sent to Ed, the old tech guy.
$16.
Yep, there you go.
And that was shipping it, and that was for 8 pounds, and it was getting shipped all the way up to up there by Chicago.
I was a little bit off that much. I said about
Right.
$12, $14. Yeah.
Right. But now the first one, I sent it by post office. Of course, it weighed more and everything, and it was going to Tennessee. That was like $45.
Yeah, that was with the post office.
That was by
right?
post office.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I big stuff. I don't use the post office. I use UPS.
But that one I sent Ed and everything, it was weighing 8 pounds and everything, and it's like $16. So basically, $2 a pound then. I'm going, that ain't bad.
If I want to mail something, I can just box it up, address it, give it to the UPS man that comes to the shop about 3 times a week over here, and boom, there it is.
Oh, my neighbor down the street put a sign in front of his house that that the neighbor at blah 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 is a Muslim hater because I put bacon out, and he put a big sign A-hole. And I wrote, I went up to a sign and put on there, that's Mr. A-hole. Get it right.
Wait, you put bacon out? Where?
On his flagpole.
Yep.
You put bacon on your flagpole?
Yeah, because his neighbor keeps coming
Yep,
over and cutting up the American flag.
Oh.
And he's Muslim.
Yeah, I remember that story. Yeah.
I showed you the flag.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that's why I said put bacon or any kind of pig fat or anything like that on there. He ain't gonna want to touch it. Because Muslims,
I put
they
3
don't
strips
want to
of
have
nice
anything
fresh.
to do with pigs.
Oh, I put 3 strips of raw bacon out there on the and taped them to the flagpole, and then on the rope I took a pork chop and hung it by a coat hanger.
That definitely would keep them away from it.
Boy.
Yeah, I showed Maynard that flag. He takes it down and shreds it.
Yeah. Bear traps. There you go.
Yep.
You ain't got
I
no
wish I
business
could,
in
but
the yard. You use a bear trap, cover it with some leaves or something, or
yeah, I could do that, but I'd go to jail.
no, you wouldn't. For
Oh,
what?
yes, I would.
For what?
Now,
You can't put a bear trap in your front yard.
I put a Muslim trap in your front yard then.
Put a damn electricity cord. Cut the 2 ends off.
Can't do that either.
I'm going down into the chat,
Can't do
guys,
that.
because they're locking my shop.
All right.
Doing what? What?
He's going to drop down the chat. He's getting tired out in the shop, so he's going to go inside.
All right. Well, go in your house and jump in on your laptop in the house.
Can't. Too many people live in my house.
Oh, well, go in your little studio room that you had set up a while
Nope.
back.
My sister moved in and took that. That's where she lives.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Can't have fun with Brandon.
No, I don't think that would fly. Those are great ideas, Cajun, but I don't think that would fly in a residential neighborhood.
Yeah, electric. You put your hot to the pole on the bottom. Put the ground, and when they touch that damn pole, they are the ground. Boom, and it's gonna shock them, and that's it. It won't kill them. You ever
It's an
seen
aluminum
those?
pole.
It don't matter. It's metal. Aluminum is conductive.
Yeah, but the pole's in the ground already.
That's it. Screw the hot to the pole, and when he touches it, boom, he's gonna get zapped.
Okay, but then, hey, Cajun, that pole is already in the ground. That's already going to make a connection right there.
Yeah, okay. Well, as soon as he touches it, boom, he's gonna get zapped.
Okay, you say attach that wire to the aluminum pole, right? Okay, that pole is already in the ground. So it's already making a circuit right there.
Yeah, and when he touches it, he's gonna get zapped.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is,
Well, it depends on what kind of shoes he's wearing too.
okay, but what I'm trying to get at is the fact is that circuit's already, you're already going to have it grounded, and it's probably going to be drawing so much amperage, it's probably going to trip the circuit breaker.
I doubt it. No. Because those trunk signs, they in the ground. Those are regular galvanized metal. You know, those politician signs.
Right.
And here, this one guy went to grab that sucker, and boy, he let that go, and he said, "Oh, I ain't coming back here no more."
Yeah, because he had it on the plastic part. That's why. He didn't have it on metal.
I don't know where he had it.
I saw that he had it on plastic. So if Briggs was to do that to that flagpole of his, it's already going to make a connection to the ground.
Yeah, with my luck, my house would get burned down.
That's what I'm saying. that wouldn't work as far as running a wire out to it.
I've actually thought about replacing the putting insulation around the rope, changing the rope, and running a bare wire up the flagpole right next to the rope, and then electrifying it. That'd be interesting. As soon as he touched the rope, man, 120 volts going through him, boy, he'd feel that.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. Actually, you'd be better off getting going to your local farm store and buying one of the hot boxes for electric fence. It gives that shock and everything, but not enough to where it'll kill them.
Right.
Hey, I can get rid of them real. The only one I haven't told about is my crazy uncle that lives out in the woods on the hill. That's a Vietnam veteran. He's 85 years old. If I told him someone was desecrating the American flag in front of his mother's old house where he grew up, he'd be sitting on that front porch with a 12 gauge and drinking beer all night long, waiting for him.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
He would. He'd put a bullet right in his head and scream. He had a flashback from Vietnam. Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, they wouldn't do him a damn thing neither.
They probably let him go.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We need to start charging $5 a head to come in Mater's stream. Cash App.
Yep.
Send $5 Cash App to Mater or PayPal just to listen to me and Briggs talk about this stuff.
I wish I could set that up somehow.
Get Cash App. People will pay for this shit.
I got PayPal.
Could you imagine the headlines on there? 85-year-old Vietnam vet blows away his nephew's neighbor.
Probably wouldn't even make.
I wouldn't have no hard feelings toward your uncle, that's for sure.
Nope.
I don't dare tell him about it because I know he'd be sitting on my. If I got off this street right now, or if he was on this street and he heard me say that, he'd be down at my house sitting on the front porch with a 12-pack of his favorite beer, which is happens to be Labatt's Blue. He'd knowing him, he'd probably have a case, plug it into his mini fridge on my front porch, and sit there in a rocking chair and wait for that son of a bitch. He'd be sitting there. He'd be sitting there.
He can use my Cash App.
Hey,
I just thought of a new title to my next video, my next live stream.
Cash App wanted.
Cajun and Mr. Briggs Throwdown, $5 a head to watch. Y'all will enjoy yourself.
Yep.
Hey, Maynard, guess what? Hey, look at this. Cajun was complaining about on Polar Bear ads. Oh, you should defeat the cable on the lawnmower. I told him I got rid of all of mine and hook up toggle switch. He said I'm gonna regret it.
whoa! Wait a minute. What now?
You said I would regret defeating that safety handle.
Oh, you're talking about the dead man, the fail brake on the push lawnmower. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. If something happens to you.
But here's I'm not a millennium there, Gagin. I know how to push a lawnmower and run it.
Yeah. Okay.
They didn't start that till the 80s, and then when they started that crap, because idiots would say, "Oh yeah, let me put my hand on the lawnmower, see if the blade's spinning," or "Hey, let's try pick up this lawnmower and trim hedges with it." Yeah.
Well, no, it's just not the person that's running the mower might get hurt. It's if you leave the lawnmower running and go pick up some sticks in your yard or something, and a small kid comes by, and it's happened. Believe
Never
me,
defeat the safety on a lawnmower.
No,
I do. Every one of them. There's no kids in my yard when I'm cutting. They're not allowed in my yard when I'm cutting. When they're visiting, my nieces and that, they go in the house. I never walk away more than 2 foot to move a stick or something. It's not like I leave it there and go inside the house and drink 2 or 3 beers and go back out. Well, because that's asking for trouble.
Stuff does happen to people that think it won't happen, and it has happened.
Oh yeah.
In the past, You hear about it
I
all
got
the time.
one of the most dangerous lawnmowers ever built. I got a gas reel Eclipse reel mower with
I know
no
what
safety, no shit, no nothing on it from the 50s.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking
You
about a
tra-
real
you could-
mower with a 5S engine on it, like Brandon's got on his Edger. They had a 5S engine on them, Briggs and Stratton cast iron block, best engines ever built, just about by Briggs. And you have a real mower. It's all exposed, all
Yep.
that. One of the best mowers you ever had for trimming. Man, yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
talking
But
about? My
people-
grandfather mowed the entire lawn with that lawnmower for decades.
People had more sense back then.
Yep.
Exactly. I got the same kind of sense he does.
Yep.
Whenever we mow the lawn when I was a kid, my father let me mow the lawn. If anybody else was in that yard mowing, I'd look like Sitting Bull when he got done.
You know what? One of my punishments, I did something wrong. And it wasn't that damn much neither. Me and my sister got in a fight. And my punishment was to mow my uncle's yard. I'm like, okay, no problem. I can handle that. Well, he had a real mower. I was 7 years old. He had the old push type though, not with a 5S Briggs on it. He had a push type real mower. That was the biggest workout I ever had in my young life.
How old were you?
7.
Oh hell, you were probably sweating bullets out. You look like a fried Cajun. You were probably sweating bullets. You look like a fried Cajun when you got done.
Hell, I couldn't hardly, I mean, I was a little tall for 7, but that them handles they don't swivel like that, on a push reel mower. So when I was pushing it, I wasn't really cutting the grass. I was just taking the tip ends off, cutting the dry ends off.
Now, I'll let y'all know about something I heard today that passed here in Texas. Is that at 6 weeks into a pregnancy for a female, that they're going to make it against the law to have an abortion.
Yeah, where you been? They passed that over a week ago.
But here in Texas,
yep, it's been on national news. Oh hell, Harris and Pelosi have been bitching up a storm.
Don't let them bitch. I don't care. They're not here in Texas. They don't run Texas. They can stay up there where they need to be.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that was over a week ago.
Yeah. To me, okay. Once that that egg has been fertilized and it starts dividing, okay. I don't care if it's got a heartbeat or not. That's still going to be a human being. And to me, I've always looked at abortion. Basically, that's murder.
There's only one way I condone abortion.
What's that?
Rape or incest.
To me, the only way I would justify it, if it endangers the life of the mother. If it's going to be one of those, if it's one of those cases where if she has it go to full term, she's taking a chance of herself dying beforehand. If it winds up being where it puts her life at risk, then yeah, I would agree to something like that. Other than that, if everything's going to be fine, normal, I think, nope. You open up your legs, you decide to get in that position and everything. Nope, you're not getting an abortion.
Holy crap! Now that's a expensive one.
Are those just sitting in a case?
Yeah. The lockup.
To me, I've always heard that if you go into a tobacco store and you go get cigars, the good ones are always in a humidor.
They are in a humidor case, a big one.
That's what I was asking.
Oh yeah, they're in the humidor.
All right. I know right now that I've got some I picked up from down in Mexico. Yep.
Here's your favorite mug.
Yep. But that's one I picked up down in
Camerlin's mug.
and they say that they're Cuban cigars.
Hey Maynard, look up Can I Am. They got them in 16 ounce too, 400 millimeter.
Oh, really?
Yep, just look up Can I Am thermos.
I'll have to check it out.
You'll have to get one. Take it on your next cruise.
Yep. If I leave it in my camera bag a certain way, and they don't actually pick it up and everything to inspect it, which they usually don't, they'll never know.
You'd have to put saran wrap under the lid so it wouldn't leak. But there you go.
Just get a big enough O-ring to go in there.
No, the lid don't. The lid, if you tipped it sideways, it does leak. It's not that kind. It's not like this. Like this one's filled. See, I can go upside down. It don't do nothing. This one, you do this, it's good dribble.
Ah.
That's why
I'd have to have one that
puts
fits inside the. Right, I'd have to find something that fits inside the camera bag itself.
It would, the one. What do we get? Cuckoo Cola or Cuckoo Cola? Cuckoo Cola. Okay, there we go. Cuckoo Cola. One Cuckoo Cola, two Cuckoo Colas.
Get you some Mountain Dew Red.
So
Mountain
get
Dew.
The cherry flavor.
Yuck. Yuck. I ain't drinking cherry Coke. Yuck.
What's wrong with that?
Yuck.
Sound like Crystal now.
Yuck.
There's nothing wrong with cherry Coke. Now,
Well,
cherry
at least it's
vanilla
Coca-Cola.
Coke? No.
I like the orange Coke that they had.
Oh, really?
Get some water. Running out of arms.
Should have got a basket.
Yeah, that's no fun. Okay. We need some devil dogs. Oh, no, funny bones. There we go. Let's get some funny bones. Yeah, we'll wash them down with a honey bun.
What you calling a devil dog?
Probably
Right
like
there.
a Hostess cupcake.
No, I didn't say funny bones. I said devil dog.
Oh,
What
the
you
devil
calling
dog?
that? One of them hot sausages? Hot pickle
No, this
sausage?
is devil dog.
Oh, never heard of it.
It's kind of like a twink. It's kind of like a not Twinkie, but a
Swiss roll.
no.
It's sort of like a chocolate Twinkie.
Yeah,
Okay.
different company.
Yeah, it's made by Drake's.
Yeah, it ain't Hostess.
Hostess, yuck.
Well, that's who makes the Twinkies.
I don't like Twinkies.
Well, I do.
Yep.
You are a Twinkie.
Hey, that's not nice to tell that to Adam.
I didn't call him a Twinkie.
He called Cajun a twink.
Hey, would you expect anything else of Cajun? He is a
No.
Twinkie. What's wrong being a Twinkie?
Nothing. You know, I can have a
There you
girl
go.
eat me out anytime. No problem.
There you go.
I was going to say something earlier, but being real polite toward ladies tonight.
All right, Cajun. This is your 45-minute countdown. Because if you want to go live, you got 45 minutes. So I'm going to shut it down at 10 o'clock.
Oh.
45 minutes.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to go live on my Boogaloo Cat tonight, I guess.
All right. So say you got your fair warning about getting everything set up. That way you can get it set for, say, 10:10.
Well, you better end at exactly 10 o'clock then, or 2 after.
Have a good night.
I'll shut it down at 10 o'clock.
All right. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think I heard somebody back there somewhere or something, or you might have got a notice earlier. You better be out at 10.
Nope, I've not gotten a notice. It's like, nope, I want to get this shut down tonight because, like I said, I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. All that
Where's
thinking I got to do.
Where's Urkel?
What one?
Urkel.
Steve Urkel Luke?
Yeah, the little dweeb.
He's been on vacation for the past.
I'm back in the shop this week, guys, and I'm working on a project to help me.
The little dweeb don't deserve a vacation. He don't work hard enough to get a vacation.
You're right.
He's a dweeb. I call him Urkel. He reminds me of a white Steve Urkel. Yep. I swear like a sailor and drive like a trucker, because that's what I am.
You ain't no sailor.
Nope, I'm a soldier. Echo, 1st and 19th, Lawton, Oklahoma.
Uh-oh.
There we go, buddy. There's our big old Northeast truck stop.
Hey, how far is Lawton from Oklahoma City?
Not far.
Well,
There's a Northeast truck stop. There's a Northeast truck stop. Where the men separate the men from the boys, because you Texans can't drive in snow. Hey, I heard the Cowgirls got their ass stomped.
Yep.
How's them Cowgirls doing there, Mater?
I don't give a rat's butt about the Arlington Plowgirls.
I know. I just got to harass you.
You can harass me all you want. I don't care about them. But my Texans beat the hell out of the Jaguars.
Hey, that's good. That's always good.
Hey, and we got a brand new starting quarterback.
We haven't had that. I haven't watched football in so long because we ain't got football in what it used to be.
And by the way, did you hear who the Texans wound up signing as a wide receiver?
No, I don't watch football, so I couldn't tell you.
Danny Amendola.
Whoever he is.
He was one of the players for the Patriots when they got all them Super Bowls.
Ah. Let me have some pumpkin Reese pies, whatever. The pumpkin, little Reese's pumpkins.
Ah.
Basically a glorified Reese's peanut butter cup. When it's shaped like a pumpkin.
Well, Crystal says Lawton's about 2 hours from Oklahoma City.
Now look at this. Does this look like a damn pumpkin to you? It looks more like a damn bat.
No, it looks like a turd to me.
Well, I'll give you that.
Or at least it will by tomorrow.
I got irritable bowel, but it might take a couple hours, a couple days. So, come on, you old dinosaur.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, I know. We got the Texans got to play Cleveland, and they actually lost to Kansas City.
I got a buddy of mine that's big on football, and he likes the Cowboys. I keep saying the Cowgirls every time he loses. He gets madder than a wet hen.
Like I said, I've never liked the Arlington Plowgirls, and never will. I mean, to me, why would anybody want to root for a 1-star rated semi-pro team? Hey, Mike, they lost, correct? So a loss is a loss, even if it's by 1 point. Hey, my high school team, they weren't winning Friday night they weren't beating Waxahachie by 1 point. Waxahachie still lost, even though it was 1 point.
I heard Maynard when he graduated high school, he came back and Maynard was reincarnated in first life. He was Ted Bundy from and came back. He won in Polk High and came back as Maynard's workshop. Is that true? Were you Al Bundy and came back as Maynard's workshop?
Nope.
Oh. I like Married with Children. That was my favorite show for years.
Oh yeah,
that was a good one. There was only one thing I liked about that show.
Christina
What's that?
Applegate.
Nope. Negative on that.
The dog.
Nope.
Let me guess. Al taking a dump and flushing the toilet in the fountain in downtown and going down.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Like I said, there was only
Bud Bundy's cousin's future wife that he slept with.
How about Katie Seagal?
Yeah.
What?
Peg, Al's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, Katie Seagal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back
I mean,
then.
come on. I mean, every time she asked, that was a nymphomaniac, and he kept telling her, "Oh, Peg, tonight."
Yeah, he was a nymphomaniac, but with the strippers, not with his wife. Can y'all hear me?
I
Yep.
never, I never
Okay.
understood that part. Like, what was about her he didn't like?
She wanted it all the time, 24 hours a day. That's why.
I could have given it to her some of the time.
Yeah, and he would say, "Oh, be gentle."
Yep.
Oh, ow. The only time he would give her some is when she threatened him with her mama coming over. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go upstairs.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
That was one of the best sitcoms ever. Married with Children.
Nah, it wasn't all that bad.
I like the one woman that came in that was so big, and he tried to put her shoe on her, and he says, how did he word that? Oh, I forget what the one line. Man,
I know.
oh man,
I know what you're talking about. I
I
can't
remember
word
that
it either.
episode.
There was too many of them.
my favorite one, the one woman with the brunette that looked like she looked like a medicine ball with arms and legs. Ma'am, I can't sell you shoes. It'd be cruelty to shoes. I'd get arrested.
Yep.
And well, let's see. One of them was she says, "I'll wear a size 8." He said, "When? When you were 8?"
Or the same woman that came in says, I wear a size, I can't remember what size. He said, ma'am, this shoe ain't going on. I ain't got a fork truck around here to slip it on.
Yeah.
And he said, even if I did, whose fork truck can't lift up 10 tons? The machine shop down the shop down the road has got a lift. Why don't you go down there and see if they can lift you up and put you in your shoes?
Oh man!
And my favorite one is she came in in a bikini, and she came in a bathing suit in her beach hat and all, and all sun tanned up, and she said, I need a pair of sandals. May I suggest you buy a pizza and use the pizza box when you're done in a bungee cord? You would have better luck or something.
Oh yeah, now we're having fun.
But
That Shaggy's back. So what movie were you watching, Shaggy?
it's like from what I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard they took off Dukes of Hazzard off the air because of the Confederate flag on the top of the General Lee.
No,
And,
no. It wasn't because of that reason. No.
that's part of it.
No, it just got old, and they took that off way before there were any issues over the flag.
No, I disagree.
No, I'm talking about when they ended the series. Okay, the weekly shows. That's not why.
They stopped playing the
They
reruns
did,
of the Dukes
they
of Hazzard
did.
because
Listen, Briggs, they did take it off the air almost totally in syndicate because of the rebel flag. That's not why they ended it to start.
I know that not the way.
the
I'm talking when they ended the reruns.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't say that.
I shouldn't have to. They took it off the air, period. It was playing the reruns on Nickelodeon until 2000, something like that. You know the reason why they wouldn't have kept playing the reruns if it wasn't a popular show. They took it off the air because of the Confederate flag on top of the General Lee. There wasn't
now,
a kid
who
on
wouldn't pay $2 to come up in here and see this good stuff that we talking about?
I mean, the General Lee was the most popular damn car on the planet Earth for decades.
Hell yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only Dodge car I would ever even think about owning. It'd have a Chevy motor in it, but you know.
Oh man,
Why a
you ruined
Chevy
it.
motor in a Dodge car?
I call it.
That's sacrilege.
No,
yeah,
it ain't.
why a Chevy engine in a Dodge car? Why?
Because Dodge don't like my family.
Oh, your family don't like Dodge. One of the two. My dad had a 73 Charger. Green, lime green with a black stripe all across it. Had the little clips for the hood so you can get the hood up once you popped it from the inside, naturally. And they had the clips on it. You know, you remember the clips?
Yep.
The rods that was sticking through the hood, and they had the clips. Okay, that's what Dad had. Custom ordered from Dodge with the 440 in it and dual exhaust from the factory.
Yep.
With a regular 4-barrel carburetor, not all the fancy.
It's like my father owned one Jeep. My father owned one Jeep when I was a kid. Actually, bought the year he bought it the year after I graduated high school. An '88 Jeep Grand Wagoneer with a 360. But that was when AMC used Ford motors, because that 360 and inside that Jeep Wagoneer was nothing but a Ford 360.
Nope, that was an International Harvester 360.
Not the one he had. The last year they used the 360. It even said Ford right on the block. The last year was a 360. Yeah, it said Ford right on the block. When you went and bought parts for it, you bought a 360 Ford. That the last year the AMC used it. That I remember that specifically because he had that truck for 20 years. He drove from '89 until 2009, and it said it was stamped right on the side of the block Ford. It was the Ford 360, and it had the 2100 series carburetor on it, right from Ford Motorcraft, right on top of it. Two-barrel, the old
Motorcraft.
It said Ford Motorcraft carburetor right on top. Had the 2100 series Ford motorcraft carb on that engine. I remember that because we had to rebuild the carburetor once. That was a good motor, that 360.
Well, I know one of the best engines they ever came out with was that 258 inline six.
Every one of them had a good straight six. Dodge, Chrysler, and Ford.
And Chevy.
And Chevy, yep. That's what I meant, Chevy.
Look,
Chrysler.
everything was made very well back in the day.
Yep.
Very well. I had one of each. Okay. Ford, Dodge, Chevy, AMC, International. I had a 1972 International pickup truck. Everything was made well back then. We just didn't appreciate it back then. Now we appreciate the stuff that was made good back.
The motors are actually well made today.
Your Ford 300 engine in a pickup truck, a 3/4 ton truck with the low granny gear, with the 4-speed, that was one of the best trucks on the road for pulling a boat. I'm talking about a big boat. I ain't talking about no little flat boat with a 25 horse Johnson on the back or Evinrude. I'm talking about a big 22 foot, 23 foot deep V hull with a 100 horse Chrysler on the back of it, which I didn't really care for Chrysler outboards back then. Those were the trucks to get that boat out of a steep ramp, launch ramp.
Because they had good low end torque.
Yeah, you had the granny gear in it. No, that was the best 300 straight 6 cylinders. That was your best engine for the Ford trucks for pulling, and good on gas too.
Yep, they had more low end torque than their 460 big block. Now you weren't going to win a race with no 300 straight 6 pulling something, but it would get the job done. I had a 72 Ford truck. The original 300 straight 6. It had the original motor in that was a 240 straight 6.
I remember the 240s. Yeah, that was in the half tons. A lot of them. I had one of those, but with an automatic transmission.
Mine was the Ford Explorer pickup truck back when the Ford Explorer was a pickup. But anyways, that the original motor, they killed it at 300,000 miles on it. They took a 250 straight 6. The guy I bought it from had a Ford Maverick. It was all rotted out. The truck wasn't the only reason why the truck was much better because the truck had a frame under it. He took the Ford Maverick motor and stuck it in that truck, and I bought it from him for $200.
A 250 was a Chevy.
Ford had a 240 and a 250 straight 6.
I didn't know that.
The Maverick was a 250 straight 6.
Chevy had a 235
and a 250
and a 250 Chevy. Ford had the 240 and the 300 that I know of. Now,
and they also had the 200.
Show me something to prove me wrong, please.
The 200 straight 6 was in the Fairmont, as well as the 250 for a while.
I do not remember a 250 Ford engine. I remember a 250 Chevy.
Yep, Chevy had one. Chevy had it too. Yep, but that truck, when I bought it, the Maverick was a 74, and the truck was a 72. In the original truck, the motor in that truck, the Maverick, had an EGR valve on it. Started screwing up. I went to a junkyard, bought the adapter, the plate from the 240, and converted it back to a non-EGR engine. What a difference that made.
I tell you what, I'm going to start a brand new channel, and it's going to be Cajun and Briggs
pay-per-view,
and then plus a panel. And I guarantee you, we're going to be monetized. We're going to have so many viewers and subscribers, and we're going to knock this off the chain. I'm telling you, we will. if we could think of the right way to do it, a good way to do it. I mean, we're doing it right and good now. But man, I'm telling you what, man, people would pay for this shit.
There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said shit. That's one reason I don't have I don't invite Scott up in my channel because he cusses a lot. If he wouldn't cuss out, in my live streams, I would have him up there, big time, all the time. I would, but he cusses a lot. What you was just saying earlier,
Who
that you
cusses?
cussed
I
like
don't
a
cuss.
sailor and drove like a truck driver to that woman in the
When I'm out, no, when I was walking out the door, I didn't say it to her face. But I always said, but when I'm out in public, hell yeah. People don't like it, they kiss my you know what. Because
Hey, boy, I'll tell you what, man, we having fun in the neighborhood.
I'm wondering what happened to Adam. He just popped out.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's still in chat or not.
I think I know why he jumped out, and I'm not even going to say it.
It ain't because of me. I've been on his live streams.
No, it's not that neither. I shouldn't even brought that up. All right, let's see. Let me check something here. All right, 23 minutes left.
Yep.
On my other one. Until
I already got the notification for that.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a buddy of mine. Like I love fluid film for undercoating. He says spray fluid film on the bottom of your lawnmower. I says, are you nuts?
Spray what?
The fluid film on the bottom of a lawnmower.
Oh, I thought you said poop.
It smells like poop, so you could say that. But I don't care what anyone says. The regular undercoating, like you buy at Walmart or in the can or Z-Bart or Rusty Jones or all them, they cause more rust than they solve. It's a Band-Aid. People used to do it in the 70s and 80s. Get a car, wash it off, not even let it dry, and then put undercoating on it to make it look good to sell it.
I was going to say one thing I know we did at the dirt track. They probably still do the same thing. They used to spray diesel fuel.
Yep.
And everything on the car. Right by the tires and everything. And that would keep all that mud from the track sticking to the car.
Yep. But if you think about it, if you took a lawnmower and fluid film as an oil, and you spray, it'd be like spraying used motor oil even on the bottom of your lawnmower. If you went and mowed your lawn, that's going to make that grass stick to that lawnmower like glue and rust it out even faster. Because grass is acid. Even PB Blaster will make the grass stick to it.
Really?
Hell yeah, it's oil. It's going to make that grass stick, but it will. But the best way to keep your lawnmower from rusting out is to tip it up when you're done every time and hold that thing off or scrape it off.
True.
I mean, that's truly the best way. I mean, it's like I proved it to my neighbor. I did. I went to Walmart about 10 years ago and bought 2 push mowers. And I said, these cheap MTD push mowers, the biggest thing that kills them is they rust out. And the paint on them, they dip them. Pull them out, boom. Let them dry. And by the time they put them in a bake oven, boom, they're done. They don't even primer them. And it's just paint. I said, I could take a brand new MTD lawnmower, take it home, take a pressure washer, and I can put that thing down to bare metal in about 5 minutes because the paint on them is shit.
Yep.
And a buddy of mine, I proved it to him. I could take a brand new lawn, and he said, "Yo, you're not supposed to blast it with a pressure washer." But I said, "But if I took 2 of them, left one alone, and just hosed it off with a lawnmower, I mean, hosed it off, and on the top, and never scraped the bottom of it. Took another brand new one, scraped all, pressure washed all the paint off it, and took rusty metal primer from Rust-Oleum, just a red oxide primer, and primered the whole bottom side and outside with a paintbrush even. And no paint. I said, that one with the primer on it will outlast the one with the paint, with the factory paint.
Did y'all do it?
Yep.
What happened?
And he threw his away in 5 years because it was a rusty mess. Mine, the one I had, was still good. Then I ended up giving him the one with the rusty metal primer. He didn't. He says, but your lawnmower looks dirty and nasty. It's just red oxide primer. And my answer to him was, it's a lawnmower. I don't give a damn. I don't make love to my lawnmower. I cut grass with it. I could care less what it looks like, as long as there's no holes in it. And the blade goes round and around.
Yep.
I mean, you know
I think I'll save this one for later.
What's that?
I said, I think I'll save this one for the new channel.
I'll give you an even better one. You know how I know there was a guy on Meyer that was caught doing it. You know how you can make your customers think they need a new lawnmower blade or their blade sharpened?
Put it on upside down.
You got it. He was caught doing it. He was setting them out loose and with the blade upside down. And he'd have people come in, oh, I need a new lawnmower. How much you give me for the old one? Trade in, buy a new one. Or they'd come in and they discovered the blade was tight, loose, and they tighten it up and say their blade needs sharpening because it was laying the grass down and not cutting. My neighbor cut his lawn for 2 years across the street, and it didn't look like it was cutting. It was leaving pieces behind. I said to him one day, man, you need I think you need a new blade. You know, every time you cut your grass, he said, yeah, I noticed that. He said, I put a new blade on like 2 years ago. Yeah, it's been about, wait a second, you put a new blade on 2 years ago? Yep. And I said, you just ran out of gas, didn't you? He said, yep, flip that lawnmower on its side. I went and flipped that lawnmower on its side. I looked at it and started laughing my ass off. He said, what's wrong? The friggin' blade's on upside down, dude. No, it ain't. And I showed him. I took it off and it said this side towards deck. It said so right on the blade and this side down. And he looked at me and he says, and the blade edge was like brand new because it just spun around backwards for 2 years.
Yeah. Yep. I bet you his wings weren't in that good of a shape though.
His what?
His wings.
Actually, they were. It actually survived. I don't know how, but they were. Yep. Okay. So we took the lawnmower blade on, put it right side up, flipped it back over, put gas in. He pulled the rope. He had just finished mowing his lawn. He went across that lawnmower, that front lawn, one swipe. And he looked at me and says, I was going to get a new lawnmower blade or sharpen that one. I said, well, you don't need one. He remowed his whole lawn again. It was the first time in 2 years that it cut right. You always wonder why it never cut right after you put a brand new blade on. Well, there's your answer. You put it on upside down.
Yep.
He's been using it all summer this year, and he can't believe how good his lawnmower cuts. It wouldn't mulch. It wouldn't bag right. It was like, of course not. You put the blade on upside down.
And he's the one that put the blade on it.
Yep.
He must have left his glasses inside then.
Actually, he did because he didn't have on.
You know how many lawnmowers I got in, Mater, with people bringing me with the blade upside down?
Probably a lot.
Yeah. And one of the main reasons I got back into repairing mowers, they had a guy living across the street from me in this little, I don't know what you'd call it, but you can see it in some of my videos. It's a freaking shack. All right. And it's supposed to be done tore down by now. Okay. By order of the city.
Right.
It's an eyesore. Well, he was living in the back little apartment, and he had a sign out, blade sharpening and lawnmower repair. That guy did not know what the hell he was doing. He was a crackhead, okay?
Ooh.
He kind of knew what he was doing, a little bit. I'm talking about entry level 15-year-old kid experience. Well, in fact, I know 15-year-old kids that had way more experience than him. And they had one 16-year-old on YouTube, had an awesome channel. Okay, he was 16 years old, repairing engines and doing racing engines and stuff like that. Anyway, he had more people bringing him mowers than the local lawnmower shop because he was only charging 15, 20 bucks, 25 bucks. But when there's stuff, he would charge him a bench fee of $30 for a push mower, a bench fee, just to figure out what's wrong with the mower. And he'd take the price of that $30 toward the repair if he could fix it. He never fixed a mower, never fixed a mower. And $80 bench fee for a riding mower. Well, a buddy of mine, he came to me, my neighbor Matt. He was like, "What's up with this guy over here? Boudreaux, I thought you were a lawnmower mechanic. You had a dealership a while back." I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "What's up with this guy?" I said, "Man, you can't trust that guy." He said, "Well, he already hit me up for about $300 just in bench fees." And I'm like, "Bring your mowers here. I'll see what I can do with it." I got everything running within 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You know, we had to go to the lawnmower shop to get parts because I didn't have parts. I wasn't working on mowers at the time. You know, that was 7, 8 years ago. So he was like, let's start a business. I'll go pick up mowers off the side of the road. You fix them, we go half. I'm like, deal. Okay. We did that for a year or so. And when I picked up a mower, I wanted to try to give him money, you know, on a share of it. He said, "No, you picked up that mower. That's yours." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So that's when I opened my shop back up. And the guy had moved from here like 3 months later and then moved down the road. And he was renting from the guy that owned the lawnmower shop straight across the street from it. And he had a big old sign, lawnmower repair. Well, this guy, this so-called mechanic, was dealing with the guy's wife, not the guy that owned the lawnmower shop. He was dealing with the guy's wife. And I went to the lawnmower shop to pick up parts. I said, "What's the deal with T5?" I forgot his name. "What's the deal with him opening up a sharpening blades and all that right there?" He says, "I don't know." I said, "Ain't that your house?" He said, "Yeah, but my wife rented in the house." He didn't even sharpen a lawnmower blade. He didn't have a grinder, a side grinder, nothing. Nothing. He would charge for it, but he didn't do it. And he would say, "Oh, it's not fixable." But he was still charging that $80 for a ride. And I got Matt's mower. It was froze up solid. Froze up solid. And it was froze up solid when he brought it to the guy. Supposedly froze up because he told Matt, "Your lawnmower's froze up." No, they had gas in the engine. And it wasn't that type of carburetor that would leak gas in the block. Somebody put used oil and gas in there. And it ran for like, I don't know, 30 seconds to a couple of minutes, and boom. I mean, that I didn't see it do that, but let me tell you something. This guy was a scam artist. He was a crackhead.
Sounds like it. Sounds like he was probably getting a good deal from the mechanic's wife. Maybe a little something extra on the side.
No, I doubt that. And then his wife, this guy's wife, she was a lunatic. I mean, I'm talking about certified crazy with papers. Oh yeah, oh yeah, man, they busted every window and every door out that house. And then David asked me if I could repair it. And I'm like, oh no, I ain't taking that job on. No, it's gonna cost you too much.
Hey, when I was a kid, there was this guy, we used to call him Charlie. He was in World War II, he was not and he not World War II, excuse me, World War One, because he got attacked with mustard gas.
Ooh.
He was 15 years old during when World War One let out, and he lied to get in the army. Said he was 18, he was 15. Went over to France, got shot with mustard gas. By the time they figured out how old he really was, they sent him back home. I mean, but he spent a year there. So, anyways, he was 15 years old. He got hit with mustard gas, and they said he was never right in the head afterwards. And I remember him just as vivid as it was yesterday. I was 5 years old in 1973, living in a street called McGee Street, and the old Magraw Funeral Home is what we lived in. And this guy, Charlie, lived across the street. He must have been. Well, World War II was in 1918, 17, right around there. He was born in 1903. So he 73, he was 70, 71 years old. And this guy was a lunatic. If any cat came up missing in the neighborhood, we'd go over to Charlie's house because he'd grab them and pen them up in his kitchen. And then but he didn't use his kitchen as a kitchen. It had cats in there. And he would take the cats and take a propane torch, burn their fur off, and then put them over a fire pit in the middle of his living room floor, a burn barrel, and fry them in like a rotisserie chicken.
Jeez.
Oh.
And he would, and every window in that house was busted out because he said it was hot in there. He had 4 burning barrels in that house in the middle of this there was just like one big room on the first floor. It used to be an old schoolhouse, as a matter of fact. So the first floor was almost like the size of a small gym. And he had burning barrels burning in there because they had like 20-foot ceilings. They had burning barrels with no windows in the house, and he'd hover around, and he slept in a hammock from the ceiling like Gilligan. And in the summertime, he'd walk around with a pair of shorts and socks, and the old, you remember the old 70s style sandals guys would wear? And the ones, basically a strap around your ankle and around your toes. He'd wear them with the dirtiest white socks. They look black almost.
Harachis?
What's that?
Huarache?
You got it. And he'd walk around with no shirt on and a baseball cap on sideways, smoking a cigar and drinking Budweiser. And he would go on these rants like, Hitler's coming, Hitler's coming. You just sit there on the ground. Here I was, 5, 6 years old, just butt heck, effing laughing all over the place. He was just funnier than hell to watch. He was all right, but he did, man. That guy was a lunatic. That was the looniest guy, and he didn't smoke dope, and he didn't do crack. He didn't need to, because he was nuts. That mustard gas, they say he was the nicest guy you ever wanted to meet before he got hit with mustard gas. When he got hit with mustard gas, he never played with a full deck. But he came back from the war, from what I was told, worked for a factory down the street called Hilliard Clutch. Spent 40 years there, never got sick, never missed a day late. And all I did was sweep and mop floors because that was the only thing he could do without going loony. Retired there after 40 years as a janitor.
Wow.
I wish I had my father had 8mm video of him, that he took reel to reel, whatever you want to call it, of him. And I wish I knew where it was, because I'll tell you what, it was funnier than hell to watch him. But he got he qualified for full disability from the Army, but he never, I don't know if he got it or not. He worked. He was loony. And they found him dead. They found him dead. They say his sister said he had nightmares and he couldn't control it. He'd wake up and swear he was still in the trenches in World War I. And he finally couldn't take it anymore. He took the burn barrel, I guess, and he thought the burning barrel was in France, because he knocked over the burn barrel and his house went up in flames. They found him dead. Basically, the whole house went in. They found what was left of him in the basement. I can still see that guy to this very day. But that mustard gas was pretty bad stuff, from what I understand.
Yep, it was.
That's why no one bothered him, though, because they knew, why he was the way he was.
He was couillon big time, I guess.
What's that?
I said he was couillon big time, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Something, he never hurt anybody. The only thing he'd do is steal your cats. And my father went over there a couple times to go, Charlie. And he'd look right at my father. Yeah, Mr. Keller. You got our cat? Maybe. Okay, give my kids a cat back. Okay. He'd give my father's cat back, and he'd go back. Now, Charlie, I don't want to kick your ass. Leave my kids' cats alone.
That's couillon big time, boy. Ew.
But he was funny. It was funny. My father, he would babysit his own nephews and nieces, not at his house, but he'd be fine there. But when he was alone, he'd have nightmares.
Warning.
From my understanding, he wasn't allowed to work the night shift at the factory, because that's when he would have his nightmares, whether he's awake or whether it was night working or not. He'd have a hell of a time. Glad I never heard of that. That stuff wasn't around, but that mustard gas must have been pretty potent shit.
It was. All right, 2 minutes ago. And believe me, when I'm looking at the timer, and I'm going to end the broadcast. So I'll play like this. If you ain't said your goodbyes and everything, you're SOL. Because I'm shutting it down at 10 o'clock.
Oh, come on, Mayor. Say what you feel. Say it like you want. Don't say SOL. Say it right. Say it like a Texan.
You're going to be up Ship Creek without a paddle.
That's right.
Well, I just put a link up there if anybody wants to join up on Pooh Lucas live stream. It's right there.
Yep. And I've already got my cigarettes put up, and I'm fixing to be heading in.
Let me guess, you roll your own cigarettes.
I'm supposed to do that right now.
His machine rolls them for him.
Yep.
I wouldn't even want to guess what cigarettes are now. I haven't bought a pack in over a year. The last time when I was smoking, I was paying $11 a pack, 4 packs a day.
I think I get them for about $7.20, something like that. All right, kid, you better say goodbyes.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Love, peace, crackling grease. I'll catch y'all in about 1 minute in there. Let me put that link back in there again. There you go. We see y'all on Boo Lucas channel and 2 and 2.
Yep.
Pluto.
All right. Good night. God bless. And Mater is leaving the building. See ya.
I don't see a building.